Hey everyone, my name is Marlon and this is my daughter.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm 3 years old.
Yeah, and we partnered up with Dove Men Plus Care to bring you some tips on how to keep your kids occupied while working from home. Now, I'm not an expert, but both my wife and I have been working remotely for 5 years now. 3.5 of which included life with this little munchkin over here. Isabella, are you my munchkin? Yeah? Yeah, so how is it that we've survived all this time? How do we keep her entertained? How do we do work and life and all the things we do while she's there with us? So before we get to that part, the first thing that you really got to tackle is your mindset. Remember that you're no longer working in an office, and no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to replicate that work environment. So don't try. Be flexible, be kind to yourself, and remember that every change is hard at first, but you'll eventually get through it. Also good to know that every kid is different, and you'll eventually find what works for you. But I'm going to share the 5 tips that have really worked out in our situation. The first thing is to rotate toys. If you give kids access to all their toys at one time, they're going to tire of them really quickly. So what we do is we put away some of her older toys and we bring them back consistently so she has something fresh to play with. That way it keeps her more engaged and her attention span is a lot better. What's your favorite toy right now, Isabella?
All of them.
All of them? What do you like to play with most of the time? The trains? Yeah, so she's got a lot of favorites, and that's because we rotate them all the time, so she doesn't really have a chance to get bored. The second thing that we really like to do is to give her her own workstation. So at this age, they really want to be just like mom and dad, and that'll eventually change. So what we want to do now is take advantage of that moment, and we give her her own workstation where she goes to do work. And the work consists of educational activities, things like she enjoys, like books, if you have watercolors, arts and crafts. It's tasks that they only get to do in their workstation, so they get excited for that. And that's really worked out. The third tip is to be strategic around screen time. So we think that it definitely has a time and place for, and we limit it so that it doesn't really lose the magic and the appeal that it has to allow your kid to really focus. So we do educational apps, like we said before, on the tablet, but we also pop in a movie when we need some time for her to focus, and we can get some time on a call or doing some strategy. And if you are strategic with how you use that, it's going to work out for you. Let's see, number 4, give them more complex projects. So by complex, I don't mean hard, because then they'll give up rather easily and you're not going to be there to be able to walk them through it. But complex in the sense that it should be something that takes quite some time for them to actually do, but that they do enjoy. One of the things that we did recently was creating a house out of an empty box. So she had a chance to draw and do all the little scribbles that she doesn't have really of a chance to do around the house. You can also pull out the Legos if your kids are into building things. And I found that those things take time, and you can take advantage of that and work. And then finally, number 5. And this one's big because, as you already know, kids crave your attention the most when you just can't give it to them. So when you have a slow day or you just need to work on something light, pop them into your lap, have them color or watch you work. And this way they really don't associate work with the time away from them. So many times I find that I put her on my lap, I'm here working, she watches me work, and then she'll get bored and she'll leave anyway. And it gives me more time to actually get some stuff done. So I think those are the top 5 for me, but if you have anything that's worked out in your situation, feel free to suggest some and put them down there in the comments. And I think we're done, Isabella. Yeah? Do you want to say bye to everyone over there?
Bye.
Bye.